Okay, so I wanted to talk about a news clip that I came across. I'm surprised it doesn't have a lot more traction. It only has about 800 views in the past 8 days, so that's like 100 views a day. But it's the governor of Minnesota passing gender affirmation to children, I believe, under the age of 18, which is crazy to me. But it's a short clip. I'll let it play, okay?
Well, today, Governor Tim Walz signed an executive order providing legal protection to those who come to Minnesota for gender-affirming health care. John Croman joins us now live from the Capitol with more about what prompted today's action. Hi, John.
Hey, Rena, this comes at a time when a lot of other states are passing bills that would restrict gender-affirming care or
As they
outlaw it
should.
for minors. And there's actually a bill here pending at the legislature here at the Capitol that would make Minnesota sort of a trans care refuge state. But the governor did not want to wait for that to get to his desk.
Of course not.
When our children tell us who they are, it is our job as grown-ups to listen and to believe them.
Now take that in. When our children tell us who they are, as parents, we need to believe them. My daughter currently is almost 3. She tells me half the time she's a doctor. She tells me half the time she's a dinosaur. She tells me she's a ballerina. She tells me she's this. She tells me she's that. Am I just supposed to affirm everything that she tells me and just be like, you know what, baby? That's exactly what you are. You're a doctor. No, really, you're really a dinosaur. No, you're like, kids don't know what they want. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know half of the time what is what. And for her to be telling us as parents we need to just, do that is kind of crazy. I feel like this person doesn't have children either.
And to believe them.
To believe them, yes.
It was an event that had all the trappings of a bill signing ceremony. A huge crowd of lawmakers, advocates, and families, in this case, gathered in support of legal protections for people seeking gender-affirming care for themselves or their children. But the paper Governor Walz signed was an
For themselves or their children? Is that what he just said?
But the paper Governor Walz signed
Hold on.
gender-affirming care for themselves or their children.
Or their children. The children should not be having this. If these adults here in the back want to do whatever they want to do to themselves, be my guest. But leave the children out of this.
But the paper Governor Walz signed was an executive order. His action comes at a time when transgender persons across the nation feel under siege.
This is life-threatening.
The Iowa Senate passed a bill Tuesday
Those in favor of the motion shall say aye.
barring doctors from providing puberty blockers, hormone therapy, or gender-affirming surgery to anyone under 18.
As they should. There was no way in this world a doctor is allowed to do anything else to a child who is under the certain legal age without either a parent's consent or parent's guidance or anything like that. To just allow a doctor to just gender affirm somebody or give them these medications or even perform these surgeries should be malpractice, and they should be getting fined for that. So barring them from doing that is actually a great thing.
Mississippi passed a similar bill last week barring gender-affirming
I heard
care.
about this one.
In New Hampshire, there's a bill that would require schools to tell parents what their kid's gender is.
We'll make sure that Minnesota's place as a welcoming,
Wait, what?
loving, neighborly state where you are welcome.
Last week, barring gender-affirming care. In New Hampshire, there's a bill that would require schools to tell parents what their kid's gender is.
We'll make
The school would tell the parents what the kids' genders are? Like, what world are we living in where we need the school to tell the parents what the gender of their child is? The school should be playing no role in that. This is madness.
sure that Minnesota's place as a welcoming, loving, neighborly state where you are welcome and will be free of persecution or anything else that we're trying to see in some other
Persecution?
states.
In
What are
committee
you
hearings,
talking
GOP
about?
lawmakers have asserted children are too young to make decisions about gender.
Yeah, no
These are
duh.
damaging, lifelong procedures.
Thank
They've also
you.
brought up custody disputes.
If one parent brings a child here for gender affirming care and the other parent lives in Alaska, do you believe that that would be inconvenient for the parent that lives in Alaska?
Many states are asking their queer people to find two spaces that are comfortable, the closet or the coffin. And we are saying we are not going to accept.
What is that kind of rhetoric? The closet or the coffin? Listen, all we say, I think everybody's clear on if you're an adult and you want to transition, you want to do whatever to yourself, to your body, that's fine. I think the majority of people only have an issue with this trans stuff being pushed onto children with the puberty blockers and the surgeries and all of this, because we're getting more and more information of detransitioners, people who regret it. They say that they made a mistake. They said that they just did it because their friends were doing it. Or they say they were confused or they're gay or this. A kid does not know anything. If my daughter came up to me and told me that she's a boy tomorrow, I'm not going to be like, yes, you are, babe. Let's go get you on puberty blockers and stop everything. These people are not well.
Minnesota, you can stay.
That's Lee Finke, who is the first ever transgender member of the Minnesota legislature. Her bill on gender affirming health care has made it to the House Register, so it could be taken up on the House floor at any point. The Senate version is still making its way through committees. Back to you.
All right, thank you, John. Our coverage of this executive order and its impact continues tonight at 6:30 on Breaking the News. Jana Schroeder spoke with those.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know how this hasn't gotten more traction. And I saw this because I ran into this article today. Minnesota Democrats suggesting allowing gender transition treatment for kids is what it means to be a good parent. So that's what kind of sent off my spidey senses, and I went to go look for this video. And again, and it's only one state, Minnesota. This is in the States, so it's not really here close to me. But I mean, we had Justin Trudeau coming out the other day saying trans women are women. So who knows? This stuff might start trickling into every facet of our world. But again, if you're an adult, you want to do whatever you want to do to yourself, be my guest. If that makes you happy, if it helps you, whatever. But leave the kids out of this. I think that's the main thing that everybody is trying to push forward with all of this stuff, is just leave the kids out of it. They need to grow up. They need to develop. They need to understand what's actually going on. Anyways, as always, you guys let me know, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.